Welcome, focused learners. Today, we're diving into this explainer covering some absolute game-changing booster notes for AQA Language Paper 1. Look, if you've ever felt that creeping sense of panic when staring down a totally blank exam booklet, I promise you, you are not alone. We're going to take these notes and unpack a foolproof step-by-step game plan to completely conquer that test anxiety. Treat this like your ultimate high-impact strategy session. Here's our roadmap to keep that cognitive load nice and low. We'll walk chronologically through exactly what to expect from opening the booklet to putting your pen down. We've got 1. Beating the exam clock. 2. Mastering language analysis. 3. Unlocking structural devices. 4. The evaluation masterclass. 5. Acing creative writing. And finally, final exam reminders. Okay, let's dive right into this. Section 1. Beating the exam clock, your 1 hour, 45-minute survival guide. Time management is absolutely the first major hurdle we have to clear.
Because honestly, you could have all the knowledge in the world, but if you run out of time, it doesn't matter. 1 hour and 45 minutes. Just let that number sink in for a second. This is your ultimate boundary for everything we're about to cover today. The real secret here is exactly how we divide up that time. The source material takes this super intimidating clock and breaks it down into a highly realistic minute-by-minute game plan. Check it out. You spend 8 minutes just reading the extract. Then you've got strict allocations, 3 minutes, 12, 12, 25, and finally a massive 45 minutes for creative writing. Internalizing this breakdown is literally the best way to beat exam panic. Let's start right at the top with question 1. You have a strict 3-minute limit here. That's it. Your only goal is to find 4 explicit facts using the exact specific lines given to you in the prompt. The ultimate strategy? The method of elimination. Read carefully, cross out the obviously incorrect options, pick your 4 facts, and just move on. Seriously, no need to overthink the easy ones. Moving right along to Section 2, Mastering Language Analysis, Conquering Question 2. This is our first real escalating boss battle. With those quick question 1 marks securely in the bag, we face question 2. You have exactly 12 minutes here, so every second counts. The core goal is highly specific. You need to zoom in microscopically on individual word choices, sentence forms, and sensory language. The examiner is literally asking you how the writer uses language, so broad, vague summaries just won't cut it. We have to get microscopic.
Luckily, the notes reveal a brilliant little cheat code formula for this. Step 1, identify the technique. Step 2, embed a short quote. Step 3, explain the effect. It's that simple. First, name the specific technique. Second, weave in a really short, punchy quotation. Third, explain the effect it has on the reader. You're aiming to build 3 to 4 well-developed points using this exact formula.
And this brilliantly illustrates exactly what we mean by technique. We mean pulling directly from specific categories like these. Are you analyzing an abstract noun, a metaphor, maybe some sibilants, or perhaps a very specific sentence form, like an exclamatory statement? Categorizing your analysis with these exact, precise terms is basically how you secure those top marks. Section 3, Unlocking Structural Devices, Conquering Question 3. Now, this is where students often trip up. Your focus here must shift entirely away from language and zoom out to how the writer organizes the whole text over these 12 minutes. If you ever panic and forget what structural devices even are, just look down at your own hand. The source notes introduce the Big Five, which is a golden key to mapping out your structural analysis without accidentally slipping back into language analysis. You can literally connect your 5 fingers conceptually to these 5 critical ideas. Thumb, setting. How does the atmosphere or tone shift? Index finger, character zoom-ins. When do we move from the broad environment into physical descriptions or inner thoughts? Middle finger, dialogue. How is speech used to reveal relationships? Ring finger, tension and suspense. Track how that pacing speeds up or slows down. Pinky, expectations. Are your initial thoughts at the very beginning confirmed or totally disrupted by the end? Just track these shifts and you've mastered question 3. Let's move to and see how this builds into Section 4, the Evaluation Masterclass, Conquering Question 4. Welcome to your 25-minute high-value challenge. This is where you really get to flex your analytical muscles. Rule number 1, stick strictly to the lines given in the prompt. And here's an incredibly specific, fascinating tip straight from the source. It is usually much easier to simply agree with the statement provided, actually agree with both parts of it.
Find your language in structural devices, embed those short quotes, and elevate your tone with valuative adverbs. Tell the examiner the writer skillfully or adeptly builds tension. It makes a huge difference.
Section 5. Acing Creative Writing, the Ultimate Challenge, Question 5.
You've survived the entire reading section, and now it's time for the climax of the exam. You need a massive 45 minutes of focus here. Just think about the staggering 40-mark weight of this section. 24 of those marks are for content and organization, but SPAG, spelling, punctuation, and grammar makes up a huge 16-mark chunk of your final score. Technical accuracy is quite literally just as vital as your creativity.
So, how do we guarantee those 24 marks for organization and totally eliminate writer's block? We use this beautifully paced 5-part narrative structure cheat code. Step 1, open with your setting to build the atmosphere. Step 2, introduce your character. What are they doing or feeling? Step 3, zoom in on a single specific detail, like a texture or a sound. Step 4, let that detail spark a flashback to reveal a memory. And step 5, snap right back to the present moment to conclude. It's a perfectly contained, highly effective narrative arc. Now, leveling up your vocabulary is hands down the easiest way to boost your score. If your character is sad, make them bereft or disconsolate. Instead of a beautiful view, describe it as exquisite or sublime. A mysterious stranger isn't just mysterious, they're enigmatic or inscrutable. Simply swapping out just 5 basic words for their highly ambitious, mark-winning counterparts is a totally proven strategy. Beyond just vocabulary, you've got to apply these expert storytelling tips. Show, don't tell. Describe hollow eyes and trembling hands instead of just writing, "he was sad." Confidently deploy a colon or a semicolon to grab those SPAG marks. Use echoing imagery, like a repeating color motif or a ticking clock. And most importantly, literally the biggest takeaway here, do not try to invent the whole shebang on the spot while the clock is ticking. Walk into that exam hall with your core characters and motifs already pre-planned, ready to adapt to whatever prompt they throw at you. Section 6. Final exam reminders. You've got this. Now, what's really interesting about this wrap-up is how it perfectly summarizes our ultimate takeaways. It's our final locker room prep. For reading, use short quotes, analyze the specific effects, and stick rigidly to your timings. For writing, pre-plan your narrative structure, vary your punctuation, and for goodness sake, check your spelling. It really all boils down to this one equation: confidence plus clarity equals marks. You've got the exact timings, you've got the structural cheat codes, and you've got the ambitious vocabulary ready to go. So I'll leave you with this. Are you ready to beat the clock, deploy the Big 5, and write your way to top marks? Take a deep breath, trust the strategy we've mapped out today, and go show that exam paper exactly what you're capable of.